Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So it's the 1st of April. That's April Fool's Day. It's just dawned on me. But this is no joke. So this is Stamp Around UK. Our theme this month is metallic. So we are a group of UK demonstrators, and there'll be links to everybody's blogs, videos rather, down below. And so you can go and see what everybody has made. Now, not last Christmas, the Christmas before, might have been, no, it was Christmas before last, I made this little hinged box, and I followed a tutorial by Crafty Caroline Create, who was my upline when I first joined Stampin' Up. And it is a cute little box, and not too hard to make. And somebody asked me if I could make a bigger one. And they actually, this is 2 by 2 by 2, and they wanted one that was 3 by 3 by 3, but I couldn't do that because you'd need a bit of DSP that was 12.5 inches wide, so couldn't do it. So I've done it 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5, so it is quite a bit bigger. So I am using this lovely Ornate Garden foiled DSP. So that's my metallic bit. There'll be other metallic bits coming up. So this measures 7.5 by 10 3/4. And we are going to score on the short side at 2.5. And then at 5. So we've got 2.5, 2.5 and 2.5 there. Then we're going to swizz it around, and we're going to score at 3/4, and then we're going to score at 3.25. I will have all of these measurements on my blog, which will be linked down below, as well as everybody's videos. So that was 3.25, and then 5 3/4, so we're still getting 2.5 between each of these score lines, and then 8 1/4, and then that leaves us 2.5 there. Okay, so those are the score lines. I'm not sure that you can see them that well. And then we're going to swizzle back so that this doesn't actually matter which way up you go, but I do it so that the 3/4 inch is at the top. And then we're going to score a line just down to the first score line at 1 3/4. Okay, and then over here at 5 3/4. Okay, so we've got 2 little lines scored there and there. Then we're going to turn, and we're going to repeat those score lines at this end again to the first score line. Check in my little picture. I've got it right, yep. So we're going to score here at 1 3/4 down to that first score line, and then 5 3/4 down to that first score line. Okay, now we want to do a score line on this middle square here as well, so it's like every other one is being scored, but that's a little bit more difficult. Now you could take a ruler now and place it on your scoreboard to see where you scored it, and then find the score line there, but I find it gets kind of lost. So the easiest way to do is just do it on a soft like a stamp mat or something. So we've got our 2 lines there, so we can now just, it's really difficult to see in this light, just score between the two score lines there. These are going to be cutting lines. Okay, and then do that one. I just found that was the easiest way of me doing it. Good lighting and maybe a pair of glasses just will help with that process. So that's those lines put in. So now we're going to fold and burnish these score lines, and then we can maybe see them a bit better. And we've got some more lines to draw in, but it was easier if these are folded to see them. We're not going to score those lines that are odd because those are cutting lines, but we're going to get these scored so that we can see where they are. So now we can see a little bit better. So we're going to draw in some more score lines. I will have the diagrams on my blog, so you'll be able to see them. So what you're going to do is from the corner of that score line to the edge here, we are going to draw a diagonal. Now you could just cut, but I like to draw the diagonal in, and then we've got our straight line there, and so then from the end of that straight line we're going to draw a diagonal up to there. And then we'll do the same on this side. From there to there we'll have a diagonal. And then from the bottom of that line there we'll have, if I can actually see, it ends there. Okay, now if I show you my photograph, you'll be able to see the shape I've created a bit better. Okay, so we've got two lines coming down there, diagonal either side, two little lines there, diagonal either side, and two lines there. And can you see there I've highlighted them all in red? That's where we're cutting. Okay, so I'm going to take my long scissors to do this, because then I can get diagonal cuts sort of in one go. Okay, so we are going to cut up each one of the straight lines. So I might get my glasses actually. There, that's a bit better. Then I might actually be able to see. Do you know, I didn't score that line. That is why that was a little bit difficult. It was like, can't see that line. I didn't score it. So we're going straight up all of these lines up to the score line there. So cut up all the straight lines first, and then the diagonals are much easier. I say when you follow the diagram, it is quite easy. Okay, so we should now be able to see those diagonal lines that we have scored in. It's easier to see them on this side. So I'm going to cut across there up to that point without getting that one in. There we go. And we're going to cut that completely off there where we scored. Okay. There again, we're going to cut across there where we scored, and we're going to cut diagonally across there. So that is, oh, and then we're going to cut this as well. So we've got that sort of shape going on. Nice little offcuts there, can be used for other things. Nice decent sized scraps. So we are now just going to repeat all that. So we've got that sort of shape going on there. And then we're going to do some gluing. So this is the inside front of the box, and that gets stuck there, and these two side flaps get stuck on the inside of that box, and you're going to trim down a little bit. So that's the base of our box, and then this is the lid of our box. But we want to cut a little thumb hole there, so I'm going to use this later on for the decoration. So I just used that, I sort of eyeballed it to the middle, and I just used that as my thumb hole there. So that's going to be a neat little thumb hole on the front there. Okay, so let's get these glued. I'm going to use fast fuse to be quick. So going to put, so if you've got Stamp and Seal Plus, that will work. Tombow will work. Tear and Tape will work. Any strong glue that you've got will work for this. It is a box. It is paper against paper, but it is 3D and we don't want it falling apart. And when we've done that, you want to just snip off these bits here, so you've got that nice diagonal going on there. There we go. Chuck them. And then we're going to do the same and stick that bit down. And then these diagonal bits go in there. And again, we just want to take off these, and that is the hinged section of our box, like so. So you can see that it is quite a bit different, even though that's 2 by 2 and that's 2.5 by 2. You can see it makes a much more substantial box. So now we need to make the inner for this. Now I was looking at it thinking, oh, I'll use terracotta tile, but I actually didn't have a piece of terracotta tile that was big enough, because we need it to be just shy of 7.5 by 7.5. So I decided to go with Whisper White. So it is just 1/16 under 7.5 squared, because if you did it 7.5 squared, 7.5 squared, it'd be just slightly too big to go inside. So we need it just that 1/16 smaller to go inside. And then we're going to score at 2.5 on all 4 sides. So we are going to be effectively making a cube box that's just a smidge smaller, so it will fit in the inside. So I've made loads of these before. So they just fold and burnish. So we're going to cut just on the inside of these score lines here, and then I didn't do that very well, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then we are going to just cut quite a big little bit like that off, and then we're going to notch these. I'll keep those in my little sentiment scraps to the side. Always have them there. So if I need a little sentiment, I've got them. And that is going to get glued up like so. And then so for the bit that's going on the front, I am going to do exactly what I did before and punch myself a little thumb hole just in case it's used for a box or something that's like the same size. So we're just going to put fast fuse. And then that fits in side there, and that then gives a little bit more strength to the box, and then that will fold down over it. Okay, I will put a bit of glue on this box, put a bit of Tombow in there just to be sure. There we are. So that ain't going anywhere now. So now all I need to do is the decoration. So for the box I made before, we had this gorgeous ribbon with a metallic embossing on it. What we've got in the catalogue at the moment is this lovely ribbon with sort of gold in it, and so I took the mint macaron blend and I just coloured it, and I thought, oh, that'll work. What I was going to do was the very vanilla gold edged ribbon, and I didn't have enough of it, so I thought, oh, what am I going to do then? So I decided to go for this. Now you need a piece that goes around. I had already previously sort of measured it, and I just wanted it to meet actually. So go around, cut about there. So I just cut that off. I'd actually coloured slightly more than I needed. So that's going to go round. So that'll be, there we are, about 10.5 inches will be enough to go round, like so. And then for the sentiment, I am using many messages. So I've got many messages mounted on my stamparatus, and I'm going to use the dies. So what I'm going to do is the happy birthday stamp. So I'm going to cut out that one to go with the happy birthday. I'm going to cut that one out in mint macaron, and then I'm going to use this punch to cut out some gold. So I've seen a lot of people asking questions about whether or not people have cut this up, but it's actually fairly easy to just stamp one thing if that's all you want. So that's where the happy birthday is. So that will work, having it about there. So that's why I've got my little magnets. They shouldn't interrupt. Obviously got a bit of ink from somewhere. I think this is dirty from previous project, but I think we'll be all right with that. I think I might just get away with it. So first I'm up because I'm heating bossing. So I'm just gonna stamp up the happy birthday bit. Stamp it down. It moved, but I've got enough of it. So got my gold. Got a congratulations there as a bonus. Right, so I'm just going to get my heat gun and heat that up. There we are. May as well heat up the congratulations as well, I thought. So now I am going to line up the happy birthday and the congratulations. Look, may as well get two for the price of one, and cut them out. And then I'm going to get a little scrap of the mint macaron to go behind it. Actually, I'm just thinking I could put that one behind it rather than mint macaron. I might do that. Cut that out. So I'm going to get those cut out and come back to you. So they're all cut out. I've got a few little bonus bits from the scrap I had. So now I need to punch out the gold foil shape. So let's probably get it from there better. There we go. Got a little dot. Don't really need that. So let's have a look at what it looks like layered up. That bit's just fallen on the floor. So I cut out a mint macaron as well. So I thought those two layered up quite nicely together. Those two shapes. And then we've got a happy birthday. Like so. Or we put it on the plain mint macaron. I think I prefer that. Makes it stand out a little bit better. That's a bit too busy, I think. Yeah. So what we do is we're making a belly band with these components. Okay, so they're going to stick down to the foil. So I'm going to glue this down first, and I will use some dimensionals as well, just to give it a little bit of a standy uppiness. And this. So when I got this, I cut out all the dies and sort of played around with which ones might layer up on top of each other to give different effects. And that's what I tend to do with new sets. Stamp them all out straight away, die cut all the die cuts, and then ideas start forming in my head very quickly. So that is what I do. So I'm going to put some fast fuse across the middle of this foil, and then I put it in the centre there, put my ribbon down and put the other piece of ribbon down to meet it, and trim off that little bit of excess. So there we've got a nice fitting belly band that will just slip off when we need it to. And then to adhere that to there, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on it. There. So that's my little box. So that's the original. And that is the one that I've just made. So I hope you like that. So this just slips off nicely, and you will be able to slip in lots of goodies in there. Maybe a piece of jewellery. You could put a bit of Pandora in here. I did try my Pandora. There is room for other things. It's not a snug fit or anything. And yeah, what a nice little box that is. Do go and see what everybody else has done. All the dimensions and the template will be over on my blog, and I'll link that down below as well, and links to my shop for everything that I have used. There is not much time left for getting this beautiful paper, actually. It's because the new catalogue's coming out very soon. Only 1 month. 1 month left. So yeah, so I thought I would use this paper. I've done very well, actually, with using up my DSP. And see, nice snug fit. Maybe want to make yours a little bit looser. There we go. So that's my box. So see you again soon. Bye bye.